Good morning. How are we all? Hope everybody is well. It's Wednesday in November, in lockdown day 7, I think. So hope we're all doing well. I wanted to talk to you this morning about how I start my day, because I've just seen loads of posts today about people talking about going wild swimming, having a 10k run first thing, or getting 3 hours of work done before 8 o'clock. And instead of inspiring me, I actually find it quite isolating, quite alienating, because it's just as if none of those people have any of the responsibilities or any of the lifestyle facts that I have. When I first started researching personal growth and entrepreneurship, I got quite sucked in by it, and you can end up feeling quite under pressure because you think that that's the way to make things work. And it might be for some people, but for those of us who have children and cereal and showers and packed lunches, none of it makes any sense. That's not to say, though, that there aren't things that you can do which do make a big difference. So I am a massive early riser. I haven't always been by any stretch at all. In fact, I struggled to get up early for a long time. But I did realise that the more I did it, the easier it got. And I can tell you now, I never jump out of bed with a spring and a yahoo or anything like that. But I do get out of bed. And the main thing that helped me there was the book by Mel Robbins, The 5-Second Rule. Totally amazing. One of the real main things she focuses on is when the alarm goes off, you count to 5, and by 5, you're out of bed. You don't snooze. You don't give yourself time to think about it. And you know what? Every single time you get up, by the time you've made a cup of tea or gone downstairs, you're starting to feel alive and awake, as if you would if it was an hour or 2 hours later. It does mean that you have to go to bed at a sensible time. Otherwise, you're not going to get enough sleep. But generally, 10 till 6 is really, really healthy and good for most people, because it means that you give your body the chance to have the right amount of sleep at the right time. And so if you do get up at 6, once you've woken up, you're then in the best position to have the day. So what do? So my alarm is 10 to 6. Today, for example, I was awake at 1:45. And as soon as I'm awake, I do the same thing. I could quite easily this morning have snuggled back into bed. It was warm, it was cozy, it was amazing. But I knew as soon as I was downstairs, I'd put the kettle on and go and get in the shower. I'm awake and I'm alive, and it could be any other time of the day. And then I also feel really satisfied, as if I've taken on the day and ready to start it, and excited and want to know what the day entails. By getting up then also, it means we've got time. There's time to enjoy the morning. And if you do snooze and if you do push it, you end up being short on time, and that's really stressful. It's a really stressful way to start the day, not just for you, but for your whole family as well, because then everything becomes a rush. So if you can wake up 15, 20 minutes earlier than usual, you're giving you and everybody else that extra time. So like I said, I always shower in the morning. That's one thing for me that's non-negotiable. I know some people shower at night. Some people don't have time to do their hair in the morning. But for me, it really, really is the wake-up call. It's 5-10 minutes to think, to set my sights, to set my intentions for the day, and to get clean. And it's a really good start for me. Like I said, by the time I'm out the shower, I'm then fully awake. And the next thing I do is tea. Have you seen that Clipper advert at the moment? Generation Tea. That is so me. It is so me. Tea brings me joy and happiness and hydration and amazing flavours, but it really is a huge part of my morning. It's the thing that makes me get out of bed with a spring in my step, is the thought of that first lovely mouthful of tea. And I might grab most of it on the hoof, on the run, because then I'm doing cereals, packed lunches, the dog needs feeding, but all the time I know I have my cup of tea. And I think this comes back to making sure that you have time for everything. I really like a calm house in the morning. So we put on the radio, whether it's Classic FM or something very, very calm and gentle that will then help us all wake up slowly but gently in this kind of very calm. I craved calm for a long time. Whenever I was doing vision boards, all I put on it was calm. I need calm in my life. I want calm. And really, the times when you lose calm is when you're rushed and when you haven't given yourself enough time to do stuff. So when you have calm, everything just changes pace. You don't forget things. You don't end up losing your temper. You don't get stressed because you have given yourself and everybody else enough time to do the things that you need to do. The morning routine is full of demands. We have to get up, get clean, get dressed, get fed, get hydrated. There are so many things that we have to do. And most of us try and do it in a very short space of time. Just by giving it a bit longer means that this feeling of calm, and then by being calm, we often end up laughing or having a giggle about something. And that is an amazing way to start the day. It's an amazing frame for this is how my family day is starting, with giggles and with cuddles, because there are time for cuddles and things as well. And so tea, shower, calm, they are the things that I, at the moment, value entirely. As many of you know, at the weekends and in holidays, I'm on the beach by 6 a.m. and that is my treat. But I can't do that in the week. If I did, I'd have to be getting up at 4:30, excuse me, and then I'd have to be going to bed at 8:30, and then there is no evening. So it's finding what works for you while also being in control. I think that's a main thing for people, is sometimes they don't feel in control and they feel like they have so much that they have to get done within a certain time that it's outside of their control. Another thing which I really, really recommend, and which is so important for us, is being prepped the night before. Quite often, we don't feel like it. We don't want to wash up and put the dishes away. We don't want to lay out the clothes for the next day. But when you do, what a difference that makes, because it adds to this feeling of control and calm. And so you and the children and the rest of the family wake up, everything is in order, the clothes are there that they need, you have a clean and tidy kitchen, and then a clean and tidy mind, and it adds to the feeling of calm. And so I think that's what we should all be working towards, having a calm and in control morning. Because do you know what? Your morning dictates your day. If you have an amazing morning, the chances of having an amazing day are so much higher. And thereby, if we have an amazing morning every morning, by taking the steps that we know will create an amazing morning, we give ourselves a chance of having an amazing day every day. And if we have an amazing day every day, we have an amazing week, and therefore we have an amazing life. Now, this isn't to say that awful and stressful and horrible things don't happen, but you're so much better equipped to deal with them when everything else is in control and is calm and is how it should be. If something really stressful happens, but you've had a calm morning, everything is in order, you know where everything is, you can then go and deal with the things that you need to deal with that were unplanned in a calm way. I think quite a lot of us, when we're stressed, we don't deal with things in the way that we expect ourselves to, or the way that we'd actually want to, particularly in work or business, and we end up being snappy or making decisions that, with hindsight, we wouldn't have made. By creating this situation where you feel in control and you feel as though you know where everything should be and how you want everything to be, you're then going to be in a situation to cope with anything. So it's almost giving ourselves a treat and giving ourselves the opportunity to be that person who can be the best decision maker they can possibly be, who can create calm when they want to, and can create a situation where we know that we all thrive. We definitely need calm and control in our lives. And that's why mornings are so important, because they set the tone for the day. We've all heard the phrase, she got out of bed on the wrong side today. And we know then that is seen as an excuse for being grumpy the whole day. It doesn't have to be that way. We have control of our own lives, and therefore we can control how our mornings go, which has this impact on the rest of the day, which really has the impact on the rest of your life. Like I said, I had on my vision board for a long time was one word overriding everything else, and that was calm. And I didn't feel like I had calm in my life. I felt like things were a little bit just on the edge. I was hanging in there. I was doing things by the skin of my teeth. And that's a stressful situation. It really is, because you're just about winging things. And I used to look at other people who seemed very in control and go, wow, they're so lucky. And it's not about luck. It's not about luck at all. It's about planning and understanding what we need. Once we introduce all those things into our life, we've created the calm, we've created the order, and then everything else falls into place. And if we see other people doing things that we aspire to, then use it as inspiration. Use it as even speak to them, ask them, say, how do you do this? And you might find out that they don't feel in control, but they're giving this amazing impression. Or they might say, you know what? I really recommend XYZ. This has entirely transformed the way that I do things. And so we start to understand that we are in control of our own destiny fully. Nobody else is. We can't control the things that happen to us, but we can control how we respond to them. We can make life entirely dramatic and be completely over dramatic about everything that happens, or we can be that calm, cool, collected person who has the reserves within them to be able to rely upon when you need to. And that's amazing. Just acknowledging that is our choice. That is a choice that we can make the most of, and we can exercise when we need to. If you're not changing, you're choosing. That's a phrase that I use quite a lot. And that means if you're not changing anything about your life, you are choosing to stay with the situation that you're in at the moment. Whether that's a frantic morning in the house, whether that's a job that you don't particularly want to be in, whether it's a relationship that isn't working, whether it's a financial situation, all of those things, if we're not taking the steps to change them, we are choosing to stay in that situation. So maybe write down today, what things do you want to change? They might be massive and they might be tiny. It might be to say, do you know what? Tomorrow I am going to set my alarm at 5:45 and I'm going to get out and I'm not going to snooze it. That's a really small change, totally doable for everybody. And yet the impact that it can have on your life is massive. It really is. So give it a shot. Pick something small to change today and commit yourself to doing it for the next week or the next 2 weeks or the next month. And soon you'll see how simple it is to integrate those small changes into your life. But the impact of doing that is absolutely massive. You won't believe the difference. Let me know what you decided to change. What's your small change today? I look forward to hearing from you. Have an amazing day. Take care.